Residents say shots rang out near the entrance of Diori Hamani International Airport months after a major attack at the same facility. Niger has been battling armed groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State for over a decade, but attacks in the capital mark a worrying shift. To expand the conversation, we're joined by Lassané Ouedraogo, a Francophone West Africa expert and legal researcher at the University of Pretoria, to help us understand the situation on the ground and what this could mean for regional security. Lassané, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome.
Good evening, Mpho. I'm glad to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What is the latest information you're getting about the situation at the airport?
The latest information we are getting is that gunmen struck Diori Hamani Airport this morning around 6 a.m. local time zone in Niger. And then thereafter, the Ministry of Defense of Niger has released his communique stating that 11 soldiers were killed in this gunman attack, and 22 attackers were also killed, and about 20 of them were apprehended in Niger, with 4 civilians that were wounded on a primary account. This is just a preliminary account that official sources from Niger has released this afternoon. But a source from AFP has told that this gunman attacked a checkpoint near the airport, near the Amani Diori airport in Niger, but they came with by a taxi, but for this time they encounter a used resistance. I think briefly that's what we can say about the situation in Niger.
Yeah, very concerning indeed, especially because Niger has battled insurgencies for years now, but attacks this close to the capital feel different. Are we at all seeing a dangerous escalation here? Because for those who may be trying to understand the significance of this, why is an incident near Diori Hamani Airport such a major security concern?
We have to recall that for in 2026, this is the second time the airport is attacked. The first one was in January, and the second right now in June. It gives a huge signal of security issues in this country with this insurgency attack. And now it's sometimes worrisome that they are able to attack this airport. And also, it's interesting to highlight that the airport is nearest a military camp where we have the Niger Army Forces with its allies, like particularly the Africa Corps, the Russian supplies.
Because we know that groups linked to both Al Qaeda and Islamic State have operated in Niger for over a decade now. Which actors are currently considered the biggest threat as you and I speak, especially if we try and get a bigger sense of how much this now reflects a sort of failure when it comes to Niger's internal security strategy versus the growing sophistication when it comes to extremist groups operating in the Sahel?
You are pointing a right issue. There seems to be a failure of the Niger military system, and also in West Africa in general. It's not only in Niger. We can see the same patterns in Nigeria, Burkina Faso,
Yep.
and also in Mali. But what is happening in Niger is, it's not really. We can accept that there is a security issue. That's true, but we must also acknowledge that there had, from the first attack to the second attack, we can see some sort of improvement from the Niger regime. I think prior to the attack, I think 1 week ago, They have demolished shanty town around the airport and also the military camp because they were suspecting that the terrorists, the insurgency member have infested the Niger capital.
Mm. As you speak about the improvement to Niger regime, the military government pushed out French forces as we just look at what has happened, and of course arguing that foreign intervention had essentially failed. Has the security situation improved or deteriorated since that shift, especially if one wants to get a better sense of what role foreign allies, including Russian fighters, are playing in the security dynamics?
Uh, the situation is now moving to what we can call a proxy war in the region because, as you highlighted, now Niger is in alliance with Russia. Not only Russia, because they are also receiving ammunitions and other arms from Turkey, from China, and also from Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and then we cannot say that it's a failure or is that there is a huge improvement. Is a mixed situation that we are facing right now because yes, they have ousted France because they wanted to highlight the fact that they have been the sovereignty in the region and also improve their own capability to fight against the terrorist group, and particularly in the Niger situation. The Niger situation differs from the situation in Mali and Burkina Faso,
Mm-hmm.
because in Mali, the let's say the Russian troops are operating side by side uh, with the Malian military. But in the Niger case, it's all the intervention of Russian forces is limited only to training the troops. And yeah, we can conclude that the situation is a mixed outcome, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm, mm.
And I mean, we often hear that extremist groups thrive where there is some sort of governance weaknesses. Do you think Niger is becoming an example of political instability now feeding into the insecurity aspect?
Um, we can try to analyze that situation in this angle,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that it's part of it, but
Yeah.
it's not only the political instability that is feeding the terrorist group in the region. We can highlight the fact that Niger and the region has been facing huge poverty.
Yes.
There is a lack of education in the region, and these are combining factors that are fueling the insurgency groups in West Africa. And also adding to that is like injustices,
Mm.
like accumulated injustices throughout the years, the one also that are fueling the situation.
Yeah.
But political instability has added a layer to that as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Mhm.
for helping us make sense of that. That was Lassané Ouedraogo, a Francophone West Africa expert and legal researcher at the University of Pretoria, giving us a sense of, trying to get the checks and balances here over fresh concerns when it comes to security in Niger's capital, which broke out this morning.